Good morning. We are on day 43 of the Facebook Live video challenge. And today I want to talk to you about transformation. I love the topic of transformation. And what inspires me to talk about it today is that I had a dream, which is a dream that used to scare the shiz out of me, and I used to wake up screaming. I used to be totally terrified, and that is this: I'm afraid of snakes. So last night I had a dream that I was walking on a path, and it was along a river, and it was someplace where it was hot, and I knew there was the possibility that I might see snakes. And sure enough, I came upon this tree, and there was a snake in the tree, and the snake was wrapped around the tree, kind of like the snake in the Garden of Eden tree, and it was coming out of its skin. And at first I just noticed its skin, because the skin was just like this pale thing waving, and it looked like Tibetan prayer flags that were super faded and waving in the branches of the tree. And I looked at these things that looked like Tibetan prayer flags, very faded and kind of shredded and waving in the branches, and then I saw that there was a snake attached to it. And in my former life, I would wake up screaming. I just couldn't get anywhere near a snake. And what happened last night was I looked at it and I recognized that there was some fear, but it was much lower. And instead of screaming and just being paralyzed with fear or turning around on the trail and running away, I just decided I was going to go around it. And I started to go around it, and I stepped off the rock I was on looking at the snake, and I stepped down onto another slab, and I saw that there was a little baby snake, and it was like the tail, the fresh, brand new tail of a little baby snake, and it was pure gold, and it was looping itself like a rope on a ship's deck, and it was just this beautiful, slender, sparkly gold tail of a snake, brand new baby snake. And I was also afraid of that one, but I just kept going. I have truth bumps right now as I'm telling you this, because I am so happy that I have transformed in this dream. And so when I woke up from the dream, I immediately went into meditation, and then I got this information, and this is what I want to share with you. So a snake shedding its skin is obviously a messenger of transformation. But I thought, well, I'm going to Google that and see what else there is about that. So I discovered that Jung writes a lot about the snake. And according to Jung, the snake is a wisdom carrier. And this snake is really an archetype for the fact that our lives are circular and not linear, that we're constantly in a state of shedding and renewing and transforming. So I was super happy to see that that was one of the things that was up for me. And then I started to ask myself, well, what am I dropping and what am I growing into? And you all know that one of the things that I'm dropping is this fear of being seen. And I'm being more and more visible, and I'm claiming my authority more and more, and sharing what I want to share, and I'm creating community around this so that every one of us can participate, and every one of us is participating anyway, whether or not we're aware of it. And sometimes we participate by hiding, and those of you who are watching and commenting and starting to make your own Facebook Live videos are recognizing that you're in your own transformation, and there is power when you own it, when you see it, when you recognize, here's what I am willing to drop, here's what doesn't serve me anymore, here's what I've outgrown, and here's how I'm going to be standing more in my power. So I'm super, super happy to share this dream with each of you, because I know that each of you is transforming and standing in your power simply by being here, simply by showing up. That is so valuable, so important. I also want to say that for me, the snake is very important because I'm a big fan and practitioner of Kundalini Yoga. And Kundalini, the word, the kunda, comes from the coil of actually a lock of hair, but it's coiled like a snake at the base of the spine. And when we start to release, unblock this energy, it begins to flow like crazy through us, and we have incredible energy, and we can tap into our vitality, our creativity, our productivity, and we're just, just like these snaky vibratory patterns of energy where we just allow ourselves to move and take this circuitous path towards what we want to create. And it's not, actually I have to move my arm because my other arm's getting tired. It's not actually a circuitous path, it's a path that goes like this, right? So it's an up and down path, and that's totally fine because that is the way that the path is. It's not linear, and the path to growth, the path to abundance, the path to having a successful, thriving business, it is not linear. And I want to share that too, because so many of us, when we're starting on the entrepreneurial path, think that it's supposed to be linear, and we're going like this, and then we have a setback and we're like, oh, I better quit, I better give up, I'm a failure. No, you're not. You're exactly where you're meant to be on your path. So stick with it, live from your heart, do your practice, serve. As the Yogi Bhajan says, obey, love, serve, excel. Obey, love, serve, excel. And I take that message to heart. The word obey actually comes from audio, like obedience. And what that means is listening. Listen to your intuition, listen to your divine guidance. Listen to the wisdom that is always doing this within you, and take your actions from that spark of inner knowing. So that's what I want to share with you. Oh, and one last thing, since I'm talking about Kundalini energy, there's an awesome interview today on the Money Mindset series by my friend Catalyst Yogi. He's an incredible yogi, healer, teacher, and you can access his interview at moneymindsetseries.com. moneymindsetseries.com, and he's going to be talking about how your inner child is the best CEO for your business. So go get it, have an awesome day, stand in your power, transform, and obey, love, serve, and excel. I support you. Lots of love.